Okay, thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to item 8.3, the governing body meeting schedule. Now, Sandra's tried very hard to make everything fit into 1,054 days between now and October the 28th, 2028. I'm happy to move this, and it'll be seconded by the Deputy Mayor. Any questions for Sandra and anybody else? Sandra O'Toole, you're the Manager of Governance Advisors.
I am.
This is very impressive. I always thought you were just a great lady. Are there any questions about this? Apparently not. Yes, there are. Councillor.
Oh, it was just, thank you. The Thursday meetings, they used to be, some of the meetings were 2 on a day. Have we decided that, were there enough meetings that went over time that made it too difficult? Is that why it's split onto 1 meeting per Thursday?
Yes, that's right. And moving to a 6-week schedule allows us to do that more easily. So we've looked at, as you say, the ones that went over last time and the ones that have the potential to go longer than the 3 hours.
And the workshops, was there any reason why it's chosen to be the 2 at the end of the day instead of the 2 at the beginning or the middle? It just sometimes actually a lot more people seem to disappear at the end, but are actually there earlier. Was there a reason to choose the last 2 workshop times?
Thanks for the question. Yes, there was. The executive leadership team are going to meet on a Wednesday morning, so we'll be unavailable for workshops.
Okay. Cool, but can that be reviewed as well? Say if, I know a lot of people who live far further away than me, it can be difficult to leave up if we finish at 6, as opposed to doing it earlier in the day.
I think I'm going to throw that to the Chief Executive.
I beg your pardon, I was reading something else.
It was
Oh,
about
it's just,
swapping your ELT meetings from the morning to the afternoon if that was something that would be required.
It's just the workshops used to be 4 in a day, now they're 2, but it's chosen to do the 2 late afternoon slots instead of the middle or earlier in the day on Wednesdays.
I'm agnostic about that. We can do that. What I'm trying to avoid, and I know this is perhaps a little selfish, but I'm trying to avoid the executive team needing to meet on Friday afternoons because every other minute of the week is taken up in workshops and committees, and that's not a good way for a strategic, high-performing exec team to operate in the organisation. So if it has to be Wednesday afternoon to accommodate, that's fine.
Should a problem arise, I'm sure that negotiations will happen. It's very hard to get things dead right until 2028. So I think it's a good effort, but again, it can be changed if it's not working. All right. Question from Councillor Newman, please.
Actually, my question is to Councillor Hills. Apart from the forthcoming meeting on the 27th, are we having another meeting of your committee before the end of the year?
No, there may be an extraordinary one before Christmas, but...
Is that to deal with the rubbish thing? Because I don't want that held over until the new year. I mean, are we going to settle that one? Or
That's likely, yes.
the extraordinary matter?
Yeah, it'll be on Christmas Eve. No, just kidding.
Better not. Okay.
All right. Moved and seconded.
Sorry,
Debate. Councillor Filipina, please.
yeah, I used the result thing, but Sandra, can you tell me, I know there was an indication at the workshop around the smaller committees on a 6-weekly, but then civil defence on a bi-monthly at this stage. And I don't see that reflected in the schedule, the attachment. Can I then suggest that we have a conversation around the frequency at this stage, and in particular for the 2026 year? So is that okay with you, Sandra? Because I know there was an indication from the mayor that the bi-monthly schedule for civil defence at this stage anyway be put to the committee today?
Absolutely, we can
She'll
have a
amend that.
conversation.
Thank you very much for raising that. This is best hopes for 3 years. And I have a question from somebody. Patterson Hamlin.
Kia ora, sorry, I used the resolve thing as well. Just a quick one. The workshops say if required, how much notice will we receive if those are required?
Sometimes we have things that pop up urgently and they're usually the week before, but we will know with a week's notice whether we need to use all those slots, and they will become vacant in your calendar if we don't need to use them. Best practice for us is to have sufficient time to get them in your calendar, you to know what you're doing, and for us to get the information together to get to you before we hold the workshop.
Rest
So
assured,
best
I'll
to
be
assume that
pressuring
that's-
to get the maximum amount of time ahead, so we know that you can live your lives in peace. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary, carried. Okay, we're going pretty well today.